Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're setting the stage for a cinematic journey right into the high-stakes, incredibly high-speed world of modern logistics. We are going to pull back the curtain and look at the technology that makes our modern, globalized world possible. And I promise you, it is brighter, faster, and way more fascinating than you might think.
Have you ever actually stopped to think about this? How does a single click on a website move a physical box across the globe in exactly 24 hours? I mean, it honestly feels like magic, right? But the answer actually lies in a massive, living digital organism. It's this vast interconnected web of software, hardware, and data that literally never sleeps. So let's break down the anatomy of this incredible machine.
All right, let's kick things off with Act 1, the global supply machine, specifically Logistics Information Systems.
At the absolute core of this whole operation is the Logistics Information System, or LIS for short. Think of this as the foundational engine orchestrating everything. An LIS is essentially built on three distinct continuous steps. First up, you have the inputs. This is gathering raw sourcing data from customers and company records. Next is the processing, where the database stores, retrieves, and manipulates all that information. And finally, the outputs, your summary reports, transportation bills, and performance stats that actually initiate real-world action. Raw data just flows continuously through these three steps, triggering logistical movements almost like a pulsing heartbeat.
Moving right along to Act 2, the digital nervous system. This is all about electronic data interchange and the internet.
So that heartbeat we just talked about, it needs a way to communicate. Back in the sluggish, manual past, this meant relying on postal mail, fax machines, and these heavy paper trails that just introduced massive delays and human errors. But today, we use the digital lightning of EDI. It is strictly computer to computer. It uses standard electronic formats so entirely different company systems can actually understand each other. Documents just flow straight through for instant processing. No paper, no people, no delays. It's literally a jump to warp speed.
And when you add the internet into this EDI nervous system, it completely revolutionized logistics. Suddenly, purchasing is streamlined without anybody needing to sit down for face-to-face negotiations. Managers can track transportation in real time, meaning they know exactly when shipments are going to arrive. Order processing becomes incredibly fast with almost zero paperwork, giving businesses the power to monitor their vendors effortlessly, all while giving customers 24-hour access to service. The entire system just becomes infinitely more accessible and responsive to whatever the supply chain demands.
Next up is Act 3, the standard of perfection. Let's dive into total quality management.
Because let's be real, speed means absolutely nothing without precision. This is the immune system of our organism, where companies build these robust safeguards to eliminate waste and prevent errors. Central to all of this is a brilliant Japanese concept called poka-yoke, which translates to mistake-proofing. It's all about building in physical or systematic safeguards to stop problems before they even happen. A perfect logistical example of this, dock locks. These physically lock a truck to the loading dock so a driver can't accidentally pull away while a forklift is still inside loading it. It physically prevents a catastrophic error from escalating.
Achieving this kind of operational perfection is almost like a cinematic training montage for a business. Companies will actually stack these continuous improvement tools together. They start with a rock-solid foundation, like ISO 9000. Then they integrate lean concepts to strip out waste, utilize Six Sigma for rigorous process control, and apply the DMAIC cycle to ensure they are continuously improving. When you use these strategies collectively, you create an almost flawless operational workflow.
And the sheer scale of the payoff here is staggering. This isn't just a textbook theory. One consumer packaged goods company ended up saving nearly $5 million over just 5 years. How? Simply by implementing these lean initiatives in just 2 of their facilities. They reduced warehouse damage, improved cycle times, and minimized shipping errors. The little things? They absolutely add up.
Which brings us to Act 4, the brain of operations. We are talking about artificial intelligence.
So, with the body, the nervous system, and the immune system all in place, our organism needs a mind to solve unimaginably complex problems. Now, AI isn't just some new buzzword. The term was actually coined way back in 1956 at Dartmouth College. Since then, the whole field has gone through these wild cycles of massive hype and deep disillusionment, what researchers actually call AI springs and AI winters. But the breakthroughs, they've been incredible. In 1997, IBM's Deep Blue famously defeated the world chess champion. And then, in a true watershed moment, in 2016, DeepMind's AlphaGo defeated the world champion of Go, a 2,500-year-old game.
Now, the crucial leap to understand here is how the AI actually learns. Early AI, like Deep Blue, used what's called a brute force approach, basically learning the rules and calculating every single possible move at machine speed. But a game of Go, it has more possible board combinations than there are atoms in the observable universe. Brute force is literally impossible. So AlphaGo used deep learning. It actually had to develop a sense of reasoning, strategy, and even intuition. Moving from simply memorizing rules to developing human-like intuition is exactly what's required to manage the dizzying, ever-changing complexities of modern global supply chains.
And that leads us to our final act, Act 5, the digital senses, barcodes and point-of-sale data.
For our intelligent organism to actually work, it needs to interact with the physical world, right? It needs to see and feel. You see barcodes every single day, but have you ever really looked at how they're built? A standard barcode is a very specific sequence of vertical bars and spaces made up of 5 parts. You have a quiet zone to prep the scanner, a start character, the actual data characters holding the information, a stop character, and then another quiet zone. This simple, completely elegant sequence instantly translates the physical world, whether that's a box, a book, or an entire palette, into digital data.
Now check out this accuracy because it is honestly mind-blowing. Keyboard operators make an average of 10 errors for every 1,000 characters they type. But a barcode being read by laser technology, it makes just 1 error in 70 million entries. 1 in 70 million. It virtually eliminates human error altogether, which brings incredible visibility into asset tracking and inventory management. And all of this instant data capture builds directly into point-of-sale, or POS data. Every time a barcode is scanned at checkout, information is flowing in 2 different ways. First, you have passive data collection. This happens quietly in the background. The POS system records the time of sale, the location, the items purchased, without you doing a thing. Then, you have active data collection. This is when a customer manually interacts, like filling out a quick registration form or signing up for a loyalty program right there at checkout. Both of these streams feed directly back into that central logistics brain. Because at the end of the day, this integrated POS data isn't just a receipt. It is an absolute goldmine of customer behavior, demand forecasting, and inventory control. Which leaves us with this final provocative thought. When your logistics information system has the digital senses to see every purchase, the nervous system to instantly communicate it across the globe, and the artificial intelligence to deeply intuit the trends, what will you do when you know exactly what your customers want before they even have to ask for it? That is the true power of a fully realized modern supply chain. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.